Hello, welcome back to the channel. Okay, we are finally going to go through with this, and we're going to be talking about here is crankcase evacuation and PCV, positive crankcase ventilation. I'm going to be putting on the aluminum fabricated intake. So the PCV system is not going to be used anymore. So positive crankcase ventilation is going to be history. There's going to be two caps put on them, and that's that. But we still need to evacuate the crankcase from ventilation. It's a boosted application. And I'm getting an excessive amount of oil from the old PCV system. So we are going to be installing a crankcase evacuation system, which I bought. Comes with a few different pieces. We got anti-backfire valves. We got flutes that we have to weld into the exhaust pipes under the car, into the just past the collector on this application. Usually you would put it right into your header. You have a set of headers, you're going to weld them in just before the collector. There's a few pieces that come with it. You have your anti-backfire valve. You have your flute that you're going to be welding in. Then you're going to have a breather. This is like an oil separator style breather. And if I can get it off here, for us LS guys, I'm going to give you a part number here. The part number is 126-102-01. Let me see if I can show you what this is. This is a grommet, GM grommet, but it goes into where your oil cap goes. Okay? Which is really slick because you push out where your oil cap goes, it doesn't fall out, doesn't rattle because it's got some knurls on it, so it stays in there. And then your ventilation cap, your oil separator breather will push right into it. I have one installed already on here. I am going to put two oil fill valve covers on this. So there's going to be another oil fill on the back side. And then the little, the clean side vent or vacuum port for your PCV system. Those two are just going to get caps put on them. So this goes into the valve cover. Bloop. Off here comes a piece of hose. Goes down to your anti-backfire valve. So in other words, if the car backfires, it will not, it's a check valve basically. It's an exhaust check valve. It will not let exhaust go this way. And I dropped it again. It will not let exhaust go that way. Now, usually these kits, the Moroso kit, there's a couple other kits. Summit has a kit. Jegs has a kit. These are your flutes. The problem with the flute is they all make them like this. Let me get into the shot. They make it at a 45-degree angle, and you have to weld this in at a. So say if this is your pipe, you're gonna weld it in at a 45-degree angle like this. Okay. Now when that's like that, the exhaust is gonna be rushing by it this way. It's going to create a low pressure zone here and cause a vacuum, which will evacuate your crankcase. The gases will go through here. Understand? The problem with this is that they all skip a step. What you want to do when you do this is about a ½ inch up, you want to put a hole on this side. Like a ½ inch hole. You're making like a whistle out of it. And that way, when the exhaust goes by it, it goes through that hole, it'll create more of a vacuum. So I'm gonna do the mod. I'm gonna make mine square. I'm gonna try to, at least, or I don't know. Maybe I'll just drill a hole in it. I don't know. I'm thinking just a hole, like a 3/8 hole, will be sufficient enough to let the exhaust gases go by it, create that vacuum, and bye crankcase pressure. So this is the first video of this. I don't know if I'm gonna get through with all of this today. I have a lot on my plate. As you can see, I did clean the garage out, put the parts washer in. That doesn't work. Well, it works, but it doesn't work. So I'm gonna have to address that later, at a later date. It's really last on my things to do. Tomorrow, I should see my fuel rails with the LS injector for the LS fabricated intake that are straight up and down. And that will be a whole nother video, because there are some important facts and parts about that we are going to have to address. And what else? That's it. So today we're going to try and get these, because I have to put 2 in, and it's only a turbo application, so there's only 1 exhaust pipe. So I have to weld 2 of them in, kind of like say the pipe is up and down, 2 of them on an angle like this. You know what I mean? So they'll create that vacuum we need. Because I can't stand this shit. It pisses me off. For real. Pisses me off. And I don't know where all this oil came from. Where it's... I don't know if I heard it, which I very well could have. I could have broke a ring, I guess, or lifted a ring land or something, but I haven't done a compression check on it yet, which, either way, this needs to be done. It needs to be done. So I'm going to pause you guys and start fabricating up some stuff and get this thing up on jack stands so I can get under it. I don't know how wet it's been raining here like crazy, so the truck was outside, so I don't know how wet it is underneath it. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to get this all done today, but we are going to address it for sure today. So, gonna pause you. Okay, so I got my holes drilled. I want to show you what I meant. There's the 45, there's the hole drilled. So the point of this is when that's welded in like that, exhaust is going to be coming this way. It's going to go through that hole and cause a vacuum in this tube because it's going to be rushing by it. So that is why you put that hole in there. That's only like a little bit over a 1/4 inch. I really feel it should be like 3/8 or maybe a little bit bigger. So I am going to do that. I'm going to drill a little bit bigger so we have a good velocity through it. So that's that. All right, guys, I got the 2 flutes, which are called the pipes welded into the exhaust pipe. So now I got to I'm just gonna let it cool a little bit because I'm having a welder's day today. Man, this thing just fought me every step of the way. And I ground everything down. I cleaned all the pipe. I did everything. It's just some days when you're a fabricator and you're a welder, some days you just have bad days welding. Just that. So, but we got them in. We got them in. So, that part of it is done. Now we are going to put some Teflon tape, and then we are going to put the 2 valves in. And then I don't have enough 5/8 hose to do the job. So this is going to have to get picked back up again tomorrow night. So that's just that. But I'll be able to get these two installed. All the hard parts are all installed. So then tomorrow I'll bring home some 5/8 heater hose. I'm going to need a good 10 feet of it or so. And then plumb them up to here. But I think tonight I am actually going to, I'll thread these in and then I'm going to fire it up. I'm going to get it down on the ground. I'm going to fire it up and I'm going to roll it outside. Because I got it, well, no, I don't have to. I can just do it right here. I got to get that valve cover off and paint it orange. Let it dry and then get it on this side. So, see that? We have a light show. Lights are out. I mean, show's over. Alright, gonna pause you guys. Probably till tomorrow. Alrighty, folks. We are going to end this video off with this. I got the crankcase evacuation system plumbed in, and it works. It's got a vacuum. It does its job. The only downside to that is now it smokes like crazy out the tailpipe. So, that's telling me one thing. That I hurt something. Something in there is not happy. I don't know if I broke a ring or what. Not sure. But what we are going to do is I'm not doing it tonight. I'm done. It's been a long day. It's like 6:30 right now or something. Yeah, 6:30. I've been out here since 7 a.m. I am going to perform a compression test tomorrow night. When I get out of work, I'm going to get out of work and come home and just bang it out. Who knows? Maybe I'll pull the plugs tonight. I don't know. It's kind of hot right now, so I don't want to deal with it. But yeah, it's got pretty excessive blow-by. And now all it does is just, instead of smoking in the engine bay, it smokes out the tailpipe. So, I don't know what I hurt. I hurt something. And I have to blame it all on that failed check valve. That's what I want to show you guys. Hold on a second. So if you are doing a similar build to this, turbocharged, supercharged, whatever, what have you, and you go to buy one-way check valves for your vacuum system, so in other words for the PCV valve and for the breather, the clean side of the PVC, do not buy any that look like this, because I'll show you. Uh-oh. And under any sort of boost, the thing blew apart. I haven't had this thing over, I don't know, 15 pounds. I think I was the most. I'll have to go through my data logs, but 15 pounds was the most that I put through it. And that's what happened. So when this check valve failed, it put all that boost into the lower crankcase, which in turn, I don't know if it hurt valve seals or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what it hurt, what it did. But this all started after this failed. So I do believe, I think I got these on Amazon through some turbo store. Just don't do it. Don't buy cheap check valves, which I did, and I'm learning the fucking hard way right now, because now I gotta either pull ahead or in the pan or just pull the motor. I don't know what's easier. I think it's easier just to pull the motor, to be honest with you. And get it on a stand, and that way I can do what I have to do, and then just flop it back in the way I did it before. It's a 15-20 minute ordeal. Not taking it out completely. Well, doing the procedure of taking the motor out and putting the motor back in. It's like a 15-minute procedure both ways. So yeah, I don't know what I hurt, but I hurt something. So it's a bummer. It really, truly is. It's a bummer. Or who knows? Maybe it's just excessive oil in the intake, and that's why it's making all this. I am still going forward with the aluminum fabricated intake tomorrow. We are going to be putting the rails, making sure that those are going to fit and work with my injectors, or if I have to buy injector hat extensions, I don't know yet. I won't know until I get the rails, which I ordered not this past Friday, but the Friday before. And the dude, I sent them like 3 messages. Hey, do you have a tracking number? Or it was marked as not shipped, not shipped. And then finally they went out Thursday. 6 days after I bought it, and then he ships it. What the fuck? Really? Anyway, nonetheless, they are in Holyoke, Mass right now, or Chicopee, one of those two, at a FedEx facility. I will see them tomorrow. So we are going to assemble that intake tomorrow, and we're going to go forward with that. What else? That is it, really. But I'm going to take you off the stand here, and I will show you. There's the crankcase breather. There's a hose for it. Goes over to that metal hose that goes, it's a 45 that drops it, and there's another piece of hose that goes underneath the truck to the one-way check valve. So that's got to be working. I would expect that it's got to be working. But it can only keep up so much if it has excessive blow-by because of a broken ring. Then all that compression is going into the crankcase, and there's no way it will be able to keep up with that. So I think I know I welded in 2, but I think I'm gonna put a cap on one of them, and I'm just gonna because it's only a single exhaust because it's turbocharged. I think I'm just gonna do a Y connector or a junction here, and then down. That'll be easier, and I think it'll work a lot better. So that's where we're at. Sorry for the bummer news, you guys. It sucks that I just got this motor back together, and either it was me and I heard it, or it was that check valve, and that's what hurt it. Before I get hasty here, I'm going to do a compression check all the compression on all the cylinders, and then I'm going to pull that intake manifold off, and I'm going to flip it up and see how much engine oil comes out of it. Number 3, it still has a lot of blow-by. It does. So something's not happy in there. So it's going to have to come apart. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video. I'll see ya.